You find yourself at a crossroads today. Stay in something that limits you or go out and explore new horizons. Though this is recorded for a particular day, please keep in mind that these readings are timeless, so whenever you come across it, you're meant to find it, and there may be a message within for you. Hello everyone, it's Amanda with Orchid Divinations, and I'm here with your message of the day. So today my table may look a bit messy, but a lot of cards wanted to fall out today, so I went ahead and I let them because all seem very important to the message. But I'm going to go ahead and say that since I have the card labeled himself here, this is my Divine Masculine card in this deck. So the read I'm about to do could be what's going on for a Divine Masculine counterpart at this time, but I don't want to restrict this as solely a twin flame soulmate read, since we all have a balance of masculine and feminine energies internally. This read could also apply to whoever is watching this, your situation, regardless of your male or female, but it'll just be referencing aspects of your 3D outer masculine expression, which is things like action, stability, logic, things in your material realm. If in this read, if this is in regards to the viewer's energy, it kind of suggests and implies an imbalance in this area of your life at this time, like we saw a reading or two prior that I've done. And that'll make sense why I'm saying that as I get more into this read, especially since we have cards toward the end here suggesting we recenter and rebalance to return more to the internal feminine and getting in touch with our intuition to sort out the problem that I'm seeing here. This is particularly with the crown chakra. But again, whether you are male or female, since we have that yin yang within us all, it again has nothing to do with gender. If this is not you, then this is indeed a snapshot of what is going on with your external divine masculine counterpart. If you resonate with such, they too seem to be a bit out of balance here today. And again, as always, masculine counterparts can be any gender as well. So I'm not going to restrict this as solely a love read for that reason. So please use your discernment and take this read however it resonates personally for your situation. So now that I got that all out of the way, before I hit record today and pulled the read, I got really strong hits of the movie The Matrix. And although it's not a direct comparison, I'll explain where I saw these references and how they apply. But really, this read is about breaking away from confining 3D realm situations that you or your counterpart have awakened to and can't just close your eyes and go back asleep to. This can apply on any level, whether that's on a fairly smaller scale, such as a confining job, restrictive relationship, confining family or community, or it can be on a larger spiritual scale if that resonates, of breaking through 3D restrictions to a more intuitive, balanced state of mind within yourself. It's quite possible that I might even have some divine masculine counterparts watching this. I actually feel that today. And so this will definitely relate to what you are currently experiencing on your side, especially if you're on the path of a dark night of the soul, whether or not you are aware of that reference. So we start off with the Tower card here. So you or your counterpart are experiencing a bit of chaotic energy or distress, kind of a rumbling in the energies in regard to a recent realization of things around you that once you really observed them, you found a bit jarring, especially because it's been a situation that you've just kind of blindly accepted and went along with for a long while now, you or your counterpart. So as I grab these cards and try not to get too close to the microphone as to not blow out your eardrums. So with the Seven of Pentacles here and the Three of Swords, I'm seeing this gnawing heartache. For those familiar with tarot, the Three of Swords is a card of emotional pain. Something you've worked hard for, invested a considerable amount of time in, is now a source of this painful ache. Because it's been very tedious and again required a heavy investment, but it really hasn't provided much of anything in return, especially in the way of fulfillment or emotional nourishment like you or your counterpart once thought that it would. would. Like this cat working this puzzle ball only to get 7 measly kernels of food. This seems like pretty painstaking and tedious effort just for that. Although a lot of other readers tend to interpret the Six of Pentacles at time as a breadcrumbing card, I'm really getting that type of feeling here of receiving meager results with someone's focused, attentive efforts, someone whose problem has been keeping their head down, just hard into it type of energy. The imbalance of the masculine dynamic with the 2 cards here on the Tower card. This realization that you now have could have been sparked or set off by a meeting with a divine feminine counterpart, especially during a separation phase, as we see these cats sprinting in opposite directions. So with this now new awareness, or this now sudden awareness of this gnawing ache in whatever the investment is, be it a job, a relationship, a family, community, or just a centered focus on your own personal material gains, someone now sees that it doesn't resonate fully with their heart. It again is eating away at them, like this cat eating and gnawing away. It's an emotional pain, a place devoid of love and emotion. Since the feminine aspect was kind of sacrificed and neglected, especially with this card here, the fairy who was kissed by the pixies card. This is my love and emotion card, this being in reverse. So that feminine side was rejected, neglected for all of this being in reverse here. I'm hearing as well, whatever this focus or investment was in neglect of your internal feminine nurturing, or that rejection of their feminine counterpart. You or they are just really feeling that your heart or their heart just really is not in this situation anymore, putting so much effort in, and for what? Whatever this focused investment was, again, be it a job, security, relationship of any kind, it's kind of offered an illusion of freedom and independence with this Nine of Pentacles here. We see this cat up high, nice bowl of food, seemingly doing great. But the imagery of the cage bird on this card that usually represents freedom, self-sufficiency, and independence shows me that there is actually a hidden aspect that actually is still keeping a bit of you or them caged. Again, this independence is an illusion. It could be that since this is a bird here, that this could be caged speech, not allowed to speak out, stifled speech, a feeling like you can't reach out or connect truly to those around you, a feeling that you just can't speak freely as though it wouldn't really be accepted. Being across from the Magician card here, this could also mean that though you feel like you are free to manifest or free from the control of others, this is not true because of the caged element of individual expression. Again, perhaps someone is having to hold back something they want to say, or a way they'd prefer to be, a way that resonates more with their heart and their true nature. A masculine or yourself is under the illusion of even self-reliance here, but it's actually controlled by these magician energies around you or them, even if it's just by means of suppression, again, not being true to self. So I'm seeing here that within this controlling environment with the illusion of freedom, in order to stay engaged in it as you or them have, you have to be like this cat here. It would involve you to continue to close your eyes to all of what's been shown to you today about the nature of this 3D confinement and this feeling of a gnawing ache just tirelessly working. That's one matrix type reference I got here. This masculine or yourself would have to continue to be blind or stay asleep. The Six of Swords is all about moving forward, past transgressions, moving beyond this feeling, whether it's the people involved who may have indeed hurt you, or just the overall nature of the situation that has created damage. Again, by not being worth the expense of losing yourself or your actual feminine counterpart, whether that's within or without. This hurt you've experienced, you are expected to close your eyes and to just look past it. Staying here though and continuing to engage, like this cat here, there is an acknowledgement that some of the damage represented by this ripped up carpet is even self-created in a way, is in a way self-sabotaging with the clause here, because you or they have allowed yourself to go along blindly, moving past or forward with this investment to stay engaged, just like this other cat. Again, one must look past the element of control and unhappiness. Or you can, upon this tower moment, choose to turn your back and refuse, like this cat here, looking toward new horizons, which is one of the meanings of the Three of Wands. The way towards these new horizons may seem a bit walled off or blocked at this time because it's only a wall with illustrations of ships. But it's like this window here, or this cat over here on the Ten of Swords. The tower can only reveal a choice. Like in the Matrix, you can only be shown the door. You have to be the one to walk through it. If this is on a larger spiritual sense for you in your life, the veil is extremely thin right now, represented by only this screen separating the two realms. We see that here as well with the crown chakra and the ether card, which this card is the card of the in-between, between realms, the space where shadow and light meet. So if this is something like a family, job, or community, in order to continue being present there and engaged, again, you'd have to look past the infraction, any covert or overt acts of betrayal towards you, with this Ten of Swords meaning. Or again, the feeling of just not able to express your true nature, shown here with the Trust Your Innocence card, which talks about the core essence and truth of oneself. This could also just apply to a job or company that gives you quote unquote free creative or leadership reign, but is actually more stifling or controlled than you realize if you were to really sit down to think about it. As you are the masculine now are today, maybe you've come to realize that this company, this family, community may just even continually seem to turn their back on you and leave you out in the cold, or simply look the other way unconcerned when needed, or when you need nourishment, making this confining situation an almost emotionally devoid space, again with the love card in reverse here and the Three of Swords. If this is a relationship, a romantic relationship, more karmic in nature, not the divine counterpart, it is controlling and dispassionate. As long as you keep doing what they want and look past the pink card, pretend the damage isn't there, you will be treated well and put up high. If this type of relationship resonates, it's possible with this cat, again, looking toward new horizons on their side, that while you or your counterpart were toiling away to maintain and support, putting your all into this relationship without much in return, this other person could have ventured off and cheated in some cases, but that's only for people who know that that is your story. So if you don't know that for sure, don't take that and roll with it. Only take it if it resonates for you. These environments, people, job, community, or just your life overall, again, is asking you to move past this pain. But let's face it, this gouge in this carpet is pretty glaring. I mean, that is a big scratched out hole in this carpet here. To have to ignore, move past, and close your eyes like nothing happened just almost kind of feels impossible at this point. But you or your masculine also cannot shake this internal sense as well that there is now a feeling of needing to defend yourself from all of this. Notice the claws out. So it goes just beyond the meaning of the self-sabotaging aspects of this tacit agreement and continual involvement. Today may be a time to look toward these new horizons, to shift perspectives, to stay or go. Again, the red pill or the blue pill. Stay asleep, unhappy and controlled, or explore the new horizons you once thought yourself walled off to. Alice here is all about see. Alice here is all about exploring new realms, which is another matrix reference as well. How far down the rabbit hole are you willing to go and to follow the white rabbit? So, this whole confining environment thing might even just be an overall spiritual or existential pondering or crisis, but whether on a larger scale or a more pointed, smaller scale, presenting as that confining job, relationship, family, community, something that is keeping you small, telling you are free, you are stable, but keeps an aspect of yourself or your true self expression caged, whatever it is that resonates for you at this moment. You just can't stay there. The universe says that you are aware of which area this is referring to. And again, if this isn't you, this is what's going on a divine masculine side today. However, since we do mirror our counterpart, observe what's shown to you in this read and ask yourself if in any way these issues still affect or apply to you on your side, in any size, scale, or measure or facet. Perhaps this is something that you've recently broken free from, and you're being asked to send your DM energy in the 5D to help guide and support them in order to break out of whatever this is. With the Three of Wands, the Six of Swords, and Alice here, these are actually all pretty prominent cards of travel as well. So perhaps one or the both of you are considering actual physical travel to extricate yourself from something you know you've now outgrown with Alice and has now become painful. And again, there's this pain element shown by the Three of Swords. So actual traveling and exploring, or metaphorically traveling away. It can even just be moving neighborhoods or towns. Or I'm even hearing this could be astral traveling for some with meditation if this refers to expanding your spiritual awareness. Again, being that larger scale meaning of matrix and confinement, which I see here again with the ether and the crown chakra cards. Take it again on whichever level it resonates for you. It's all under the microscope today with this attention to detail card, Mike the Meyermancer. Whatever this is over here, again, it has become too small for your spirit. Time to broaden your horizons, Alice says. New friends, new opportunities, new communities. Her affirmation is new worlds, faces, and places. So this tower could be your entire life. Although I see that the lightning hasn't really struck the tower, if you notice. So this may just be a glimpse or warning that you were given now from the universe. This window now being that new perspective. This all could have possibly been triggered by a counterpart situation and separation that revealed the illusion of this safety within the inside. So this tower was the jarring realization, the lightning strike being the epiphany today, or epiphany that was given fairly recently. I mean, it was definitely enough to rattle and startle you, or them, or both, but the tower still stands. So it's a perfect metaphor, too, of being trapped in some sort of matrix. These cats were probably fast asleep before the lightning strike came and jarred them. With this sacred fool here next to Alice, this card says, imagine a life from freedom, from concern about opinions of other people, a life where you feel brave enough, trusting enough to play the fool, to make choices, even if they seem illogical, unreasonable, daring, or downright foolish. This is the ability to live unafraid. It is the alluring draw you have today of true freedom from feeling so confined and controlled. If this is your divine counterpart, as we've seen in prior reads, they're done with other people's judgments and opinions. They're now wanting to venture out, and for some, again, are quite literally making moving or travel plans just to escape these situations and people. Or this can be a job transfer, some kind of change needed and sought for. Again, if not a counterpart, then this is just you wanting to go to these new places that are less judgmental, where your thought and expression are not limited like that bird on the cage. I can get all the cards on the screen here. Sorry that this is all messy, but this is kind of representative of the chaos from the Tower card. So I just kind of let the energies fall as they do. And again, this chaos, all representative going on. So your masculine here, them, or your own energy feels today as though they are under the microscope by those around them today with the attention to detail card here, Mike the Myomancer. This constant supervision could be what forced them to deny their love for their counterpart in these energies because those others kept watching and didn't approve. But again, there is just not a lot of warmth that's generated in this sense of extra attention. It's not really in a well-meaning sense. It feels very controlling. Hence the need again to venture out for one to just be able to finally breathe. If this is work, this can be a boss that is very nitpicky, overreaching, over-monitoring, and you get the sense that they could really care less about you. If it is a toxic romantic partner, this is someone overly possessive and jealous. Again, those things that feel very confining. This intensified observance of you or your counterpart is perhaps because these others sense you waking up and the desire to move away and be free, to go far away, and literally, physically, in some instances. Mike the Myomancer here may also be asking a feminine counterpart to pay attention at this time to what your counterpart is going through in order to understand what may be causing their inability at this moment to fully embrace the love they have for you. It'll help create clarity and understanding as well as spiritual growth with you with this crown chakra over here. So moving on, either here is a blank canvas that anything is possible. I don't know why, but when I saw this card, I just thought of Bob Ross there and heard with the blank canvas and heard happy little trees. So for someone, trees in particular have a kind of significance. Maybe someone wants to travel to the woods, be amongst the trees, starting a whole new life there, or in a place that looks a lot like a Bob Ross painting. I don't know, it was just a strange download. Maybe you want to quit your job and be a painter. For some, with the trees reference, maybe exploring nature is important to get back to oneness with self, balancing out the balance of the inner masculine feminine energy. But with either card here, this just shows that once out of these confining places, there are endless possibilities, like the other cards mentioning the new horizons. You can choose what to manifest and bring into your life. Ether is also known as the space between, point zero. This is Morpheus with his hands out, presenting the red or blue pill. For some reason, I also heard the song The Space Between by Dave Matthews, which came to mind. So if you feel called to look up that song or its lyrics, it could hold some resonance or meaning for you or your twin flame deep soul connection. But this in-between space is where we step through the darkness or shadow into the light. So I'm hearing it could be the emergence from a dark night of the soul. You or your counterpart is now at this point zero crossroads. So you can choose to stay here or move toward the freer horizons. With Trust Your Innocence here, this is truth, trusting yourself and being real with others. Again, I'm hearing Morpheus's voice in my head, and this is the universe speaking in his voice. I'm only offering you the truth with these glimpses given here through the windows. With the Trust Your Innocence card, it is wanting you or your counterpart to examine what may be hindering the crossover to freedom and happiness. Why the crossroads feeling still exists today. What are the lingering fears? This card is about knowing the difference between intuition and paranoia. Paranoia that the other side of this matrix is unsafe. This is double verified again here by the crown chakra, telling you to trust your inner knowing and intuition about the truth about what you are being shown. With Mike the Myomancer, the universe is sending you plenty of signs about the nature of this job, relationship, or family and community. You are awake and aware now, they say. You feel this pain and it'll be hard to go back to sleep and just keep living this way. Like Alice, again, you've outgrown this. This card asks you to return to your innocence and purest essence, like the Tiger Angel card that we've seen come out before from another deck. This is the part, an element of you or your counterpart that seems to get suppressed in that cage, whatever scenario that was. The universe does not want you to lose this part of yourself. It is now time to reclaim and rediscover you now, they say. Beyond the opinions and beliefs and judgments of others. Their over-attentiveness on you right now is oppressive, and it is not love. It's a cage. If you are afraid of this in-between transitional stage, on my side decks over here, the crown of the butterfly bambini tried to peek itself out from in between. This is a card that speaks of beautiful and freeing transformations, and with the confetti card on top of the deck, this is a celebrated transformation. This brand new you and transformation is here and possible now for you or your counterpart if you want it. So it's now very important to tell the difference between your intuition and your mind chatter. It's what can keep you stuck in the in-between. Maybe again, go out into nature, meditate amongst those trees to determine what to do and connect to the answers to the problem within. But again, it's time to get absolutely honest with yourself now, within and without, to navigate the space in between, try to cast away the mind stories and all the shoulds established in this situation. Your heart and your crown chakra know the answer. The crown chakra is also linked to the multidimensionality of your being, the awakened you or your DM that is living outside of this distracted level humdrum, which is eating away at you or your counterpart's gentle, loving heart. With this card here, again, it could be talking about quite literally expanding your knowledge out regarding things like quantum physics, meditation, or spiritual transcendence. But in any case, these two cards here is definitely a time to be open, be receptive to your feminine intuition to properly navigate this issue today. With my side decks over here as well, I see this situation will take courage from you with this singer, courage from you or your counterpart, and you may experience downright cruelty from others in any attempt at your departure. This will definitely upset some people. But today, like this cat stuck to the screen, stuck in the in-between, you'll be stuck here until a movement and choice is made. On another deck over here, it is important to notice Solaris Sublime on the top. This speaks of duality. Again, the black and white between realms coming out of the shadows. It speaks of balancing those inner yin and yang energies. So again, if this situation has your internal energies out of balance, this is an opportunity now to bring them back into balance. Also, because it's a duality card, to me, this is a nod to twin flames and an impending union once a counterpart sheds this confinement. Or again, just the union and balance within if you are not a twin. With the word fire here, I'm also hearing reference to the past readings where the feminine counterpart is the flame and desire for the masculine, the creative sacral inspiration towards their transition. The yellow and the word Solaris also nods to the solar plexus chakra and backs up this singer of courage here, providing you or your counterpart that extra boost or confidence and courage from the divine and outer realms. This is the divine's help when going through this transition and process. Again, the outcome seems promising with confetti over here. This is an upcoming cause for celebration, which is probably again after making a choice to move forward. If this is a twin, the celebration again might even be that soon incoming union. From this card as well, I'm also hearing that perhaps some of these jarring realizations recently hit your counterpart during some sort of party or celebration, which actually could be taking place today or could have already happened, like a retirement party or going away party for someone at work, or during a friend or family get together. Or you could have had this sudden epiphany or existential pondering because of an upcoming birthday for some of you. Something about an age that you're now nearing, which is causing you to seriously reflect and contemplate you or their life. So that is your reading. Sending you all my best with love and light. Have a wonderful rest of your day.